Hi, and welcome to Let's Build It with Bricks. This video is a follow-on video to one that I've just done for a user in the Bricks community who wanted to show different column counts depending on how many posts were published. So if we look at this, we managed to do this so that if there was 2 posts published, it would show this, and then if there was 1, it would show a single column. And whilst this worked well, Steve, I think the guy's name was, came back to me and said ideally he wouldn't like this layout and he'd like to show a different layout for just the one column. So I had to think about this, and basically we've got to use conditions for this. So what I will do is let's add another container. Pull that out there, and let's duplicate this block and drop it in there so that I don't have to build the card again. Let's drop this down. Look at the query. We only want to query 1 post. And then I think he wanted it basically an image and then text in another column by the side. So let's wrap the heading in a block and drop the basic heading in there. So that is now 2 columns essentially. Let's make this block a grid. Let's add a grid gap, and let's make this 1 FR, 1 FR, and then center. I always get these confused as to which way round it should be, but let's just put that in the center there so that looks nice. The reason I've put this in a container straight underneath it is because when we hide or show the actual columns, we want to use the section padding. We don't want to have another section and it's double padding because it doesn't actually hide the other section. What we're going to do here is query the results, and to do that we actually have to do it on the block, not the container. So if we go to the block on the first one and add a condition, and then what we need to do is select dynamic data, and if we scroll through, there actually is a query result count, and we want to set this to is not equal to 1. So that should show if it's not equal to 1, if the query is not equal to 1. I did actually have a look at this before and tried greater than, but it just didn't seem to work, whereas not equal to 1 does work. So now if that one there, yes, so if we go into this block and add a condition here, which is that little icon there, and then if we go again to dynamic data and we can do a search, it's quicker, query results count, and this wants to be less than or equal to 1. Again, I tried this earlier, I was playing around with this to make sure it worked, and I tried just equals to 1, and for some reason it didn't work, but this does work, or hopefully it works. Let's check this out. So if we save this and then go to the front end, nothing has changed. This is the grid, but if we go here and let's select most of these, edit them and change them to draft, fingers crossed, there we go, there's the layout. So it's just 1 post. So it's conditionally showing whether if there's only one post, it shows this layout, and then if there's any more than that, it will show another one. Just let's quick edit this, put it into published. There should be a 2-column layout now because there's only 2 posts. Yep, 2 posts. Now if we add another post, update that. Now goes to the 3-column grid, which is the maximum that Steve wanted. And now anything else will just be the 3-column grid. So let's update this one. Let's update this one. So they're now all published. Let's refresh the page. And there you go, we'll continue. So I think it was a directory he was using, so that it depended on what they put in, whether there might be 1 post, 2 posts, 3 posts. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be posts, it can be whatever you want to query. But this seems to work pretty well. So let's go over that again. Essentially, you have to query the blocks, the query itself. You have to put the query results count on the actual block that you're querying so that it knows. And then you just have to basically play around to get the result that you want, because there are different options here. And it took me a couple of tries to get the logic right. It doesn't quite make sense to me why this works, but it does, and that's the main thing. I hope you found this useful. If you do, please like and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you would like to tackle.